these strings haven't been changed for a long time on this guitar. They've sat idle for ages, very stiff, almost corroded in place. And yeah, being a bit awkward, which is fine. I expected it to be like. So first time doing a live stream on a guitar string change. Yeah, I don't know how well it's going to go. As happens, it wants to be a pain. So I have to take that plate off, maybe. And we can check underneath it. So this guitar is for Harry from The Waves, and formerly of Sedan Spear Hill. We play together in The Waves, obviously. And we've always wanted a second Strat as a backup. And he's got a lovely candy apple, like Martin Knopfler style red straps. It's lovely. And this one I picked up recently on the cheap for him, and it's seen better days. You know, I've done some work on it already off camera. I'm not that confident in doing this live in front of the internet, as it were, because again, everyone does things very, very differently when it comes to guitar work and repairs and things. And you know, I'm not a professional by any stretch, so I do open myself up to that critiquing if I didn't know I do this. I thought if I just do a little video and see how they go, because I know there's a lot of people in the guitar community that don't know how to change their strings or get worried about it, and there's lots of tutorials online, 100% there are, and lots of very, very gifted people who do these little videos and live streams. But a lot of people charge for it now. I think changing guitar strings on should be a basic as a bit of a help for the community. So that one's going to be awkward. Need to get to that, just fine, get to it in a minute. Yeah, it's not going to like that one, is it? Okay, come back in a second. So at the moment, I'm just going to show you the headstock end. This end in general has got lots of dead strings around it, so again, I changed them for a cheaper set of D Markleys when I did a few bits, and they didn't do very well. Yeah, I should have done a lot more of this when I last did a general bit of work on this guitar, but just time's not on my side these days, and yeah. So for anyone watching, if they are guitar players themselves, what do you play? What guitars do you own? How often do you change your strings? Because it's always been a topic in the guitar community over the years of how often it's to be changed. Some people love it when they get worn out and they turn quite dull, but they like the sound that they do give. It's typical I don't have it actually time enough to go through that, which is always a pain. So a little Allen key, just to get through there. Just just have to get through the last little bit because they said they were just stuck in there. And you can see the general condition of those if they actually focus on that camera. They're just bent very badly. Again. Yeah, that's it. Again, this isn't a professional live stream. I'm very new at doing the whole thing online. So let's start with just giving the guitar a bit of clean up. As a basis, if I can get it back open. Just a simple baby wipe I use for general core of the cleaning. Because they're obviously good enough for a baby, good enough for a guitar. There's nothing there, mainly water based. So you can do it again, nice little wipe over. Just to get the general excess dirt off. Because it wasn't too bad. I did do some of it the other day. But even just sitting idle, the guitar got a bit dirty recently. So I had been long overdue doing this repair and setup on it. Well, the setup's not, I've done already. Turn on that one. I did all the neck adjustments recently. Just didn't license that process because that was such a long process. There was nothing quick about it. The neck was quite poor. It's a nice neck though, as a whole. Fender decal has been mainly scratched away, which is a shame. It does make it question the legitimacy of it a little bit. But as a sound player, this guitar is really nice. Yeah, it's going to earn its keep though with Harry. He's got a busy work schedule with his guitar planned. So he's building a home studio recently. We're playing a lot together in the waves. Got a lot of gigs this year alone. 38 or 40 of them to go at the moment. We've already had a busy start to the year. So this guitar will get a lot of action over this time with Harry. And even just a general basis of how dirty that is. It's quite bad. Whoever had this before never gave it much care. You know, it's the most, I mean, to some people it's the boring job when you own guitars, like the general upkeep of them can be considered a bit boring, a bit tedious. And myself as well, time-wise, it was a bit limited. I don't really get much time myself these days to do the enjoyment side of the therapeutic side of looking after the guitars myself, and I've got too many. Said no guitars ever. Yeah, this fingerboard was nice. So I remember seeing it with a colleague of mine, or fellow musicians, who runs a shop that buys and sells instruments and equipment. And this came in, and he was a bit unsure about it. He took it on a gamble, but then it didn't really go anywhere for a while. It sort of sat idle. It's a shame because underneath all the grime, it's actually a nice guitar. Bit of wear and tear, obviously, but like I say, I mean, the frets one day will need lifting and dressing. A few up here a bit, but they've still got quite a bit of life in them. They're not that bad yet. Again, with the neck changes I've done, it seems to have corrected it. So, yeah, there's a few little digs in the top there. I do question if that's someone trying to relic it themselves over rather than play, because in the same breath where the finger, you can see there's a little bit of fret wear here. It does correspond with those frets in particular. But it just means they never seem to have played above the 3rd fret. So, I don't know about you, but most guitarists love going and doing all the solo work under the sun on the 12th fret upwards. I don't, personally, I'm not much of a soloist. There's quite a bit of grime on the frets on this guitar. I also use a bit of a cotton bud every now and then, just because you can press a bit harder without the worry of damaging or scratching. Not using it harder than a bit of plastic and the cotton bud, and these cotton buds now bend, so they're not as sharp. Some people use knives, like a standing knife, to get into this. I've seen it happen before, but I'm not as confident with using a knife on a fingerboard like this when I don't have any means to repair it and redress it. I don't want to dig into the glue that's already in the frets that is there already. So you don't want to damage those. And the aging of the guitar, we can't get the serial numbers to match up. Well, the neck matches up to a 97 Strat. But the body is a different model. Still the Fender Strat variety, but this one obviously someone has chopped together in its career. So it's not the same neck and body. That's okay. It looks nice, it plays nice, and it's a lovely sounding guitar. So you don't have to be a purist to appreciate a nice guitar. I mean, how many aren't? It's always nice to have, obviously, the genuine arts called a lovely deluxe Fender Strats and all the rest of it. Now I'm fortunate enough to have a 97 Fender Strat and a nice wine red with a rosewood fingerboard. It will be on this channel. It's been on this channel properly yet. I've done a few videos with it, not on here. But it's my main E flat guitar at the moment for the waves. I've had that now for a long time. I wouldn't ever get rid of it. But then I am actually using that myself now. A Gem Root Telecaster from Squire, and it's amazing. So it tells you cheap guitars can't sound good. Well, I'll call them out on that. I say people can prefer that over PRS I was using at one time. And this little Franken Strat will be just that same category in my mind. You can feel from like here to here, the radius feels like changed, like nice flat up this end. A bit more curvature up here as well. So it definitely has a nice little. So the neck is in fairly good shape. You can see all the grime and dirt that's dusted into that edge, which you just can't quite dig into. That won't be perfect. I don't have the tools to file these, but I'm waiting for the block to come to actually sort of just work out the frets a bit and get a bit of the excess off them. But I don't have that coming yet, so. I use a little Dunlop guitar polish cleaner as well. This cloth I'm not too precious about, it's a nice old cloth. That's for donkeys. Just to get the excess off. I use very white to get the initial actual debris dirt off. That polish at the end. As this polish does wonders, it's bringing something up. Normally I use lemon gel, but lemon gels you shouldn't use on a maple board like this because it's damage the finish. It doesn't treat it the same way. That's why I use white products. And this guitar's screws a bit rusted in places, but they're quite getting there. If the body is to be dated as I believe it is, which is about mid to late 90s, then it's in good order to consider it. I always spray into the cloth as much as I can do, so I don't get any excess hitting and building on the pockets, because we just cleaned all that out now as well. So amongst all that sort of grit and grime and between the frets, it could also be products where people clean the guitars after, and probably not so much in this case, but I have seen it where people use so much product and it just builds up on the guitar over time, and people don't remove it properly, don't polish it. A little bit minor wear on the headstock on this one, and the machine heads are showing a little bit of sign of corrosion. There's slight loose in place as well, so I'm showing them a little, not excessive turn, but you just want to give them a slight turn. Because they're not loose by any stretch, but they're just at a point just where they do. You can do it by hand, and you can feel that they're just ever so slightly turning. And you don't want to over time, you don't want to cross thread them at the same time. Same vein, you don't want to play a gig and find that it's loose as you tune your shoes. Or the guitar, you just falling apart on you. And this one's had strap locks installed at one point in its career. I've got to find if I've got a spare set that will marry into that. I don't know if I have, to be honest. It might be changed just in case of changing those, because you can get so many variations that aren't shallow, and the Chinese made all the cheaper variations that are knocking about these days, and they don't match. There's a slight millimetre difference, and you don't want that risk. Not when especially if you're playing shows live. You don't want that. So I've got my strap locks on my Fender failed me on Christmas recently, and just gone, and I had to play a whole song on my knee basically because the strap gave out. Well, the strap itself gave out, should we say? But that was actually a shallow one, which I was surprised about. I didn't trust the cheaper Chinese ones. So these machines are a little bit tarnished in places. Definitely seen the war, or it's just sat idle. Either or. I'm going by the actual wear on the guitar. I'd say it's been used, but with this neck as well, because the intonation I couldn't get quite right to start with, so I just had to have a little sham block just put in between the neck and the fingerboard. You'll see a never so slight little residue there. It's not really residue, but it's like it's a card to raise up the action ever so slightly on the neck, because we were getting dead spots around the 5th and 7th fret, which took forever to find out where the fault was going. I don't do this professionally, so it was it was a bit of a mission, a bit of a challenge. But I was adamant to find it. It's taken me ages to do it, and Harry's waited very patiently for this guitar. And now I've finally got it. It's nice. Just back at any residue points. This is what I see, there's a little bit of build up there. So next step will be for swing through. So fingerboards will clean. Plates are nice. The pickup's got a little bit of corrosion on, but that's expected of the guitar at this age. Same with the saddle, with elements of corrosion as well. Again, you can't alter that. Input jack I've tightened recently, that was also quite loose. Volume pots, I'd actually argue that the pickup cases at least and the pots are different as well to the rest of the guitar. Just by the general age doesn't match the scratch plate. It is rare to find a Arctic white that looks, almost like as new as yesterday on a plate that's that colour. They do match up quite nicely, but so you can't match every serial number up and find every detail. Sometimes a little bit of mystery adds a nice little touch to the guitar as well, because then at least there's a placebo idea sometimes with a guitar when you get a few little nuances that can't be explained. It's quite a nice bit of for a story. Because there's actually a basis for Amongst Liars. Ross, he uses a great sort of drive pedal. I won't mention what it is, because again the mystique of the pedal itself adds to his tone, and it adds a great layer for him. And that whole mystique element, like I say, just running something a bit more different, a bit more unusual in the sound, and it adds a nice little bit of a mystique to something. I'm all for a little bit of mystery on the guitar, because now you've got so many channels that do the sound like idea where they break down the gear used, or a bit of software which you can now get as a plugins, which are just as good as amps these days, and you lose a bit of that mystery now with the guitar. You can hear a recording sometimes and work out what Strat, Telly, or even Les Paul, even down to pickups. Sometimes you can hear those tones and they cut through. You can hear it. So the mystique has gone a little bit in the guitar world. There's so much available. And people are able to isolate stuff so much more now compared to what they once were. This one's going to be a nuisance as well. That's where that saddle is a bit nuisance. Hopefully the music's okay for you guys and not too quiet or too loud, me being too loud too quiet. So I don't really have a chance to test anything before doing one of these. It's just a case of just running with it. So I had a bit of a busy day at my day job, so I didn't get a chance to really do much more than a case of just getting my cheaper phone that's got half decent camera on it to just put it in a gimbal and just go with it. Angle placement was probably a bit terrible sometimes, so I will apologise for that. I don't think we had the best technology for doing this, but I wanted to give it a try. Funk. I have ordered a mat to do this in future as well, on a softer surface, before anyone comments saying, right now, that table's hard. I'm aware. Just again, life's on a budget at the moment. I don't have much spare cash at the moment to do that with. Well, I won't be doing this tuning up malarkey of this guitar. I'm just going to get it restrung and get it ready for Harry to collect. I'm not going to do the whole tuning thing because no one wants to hear someone tune up on the internet. Well, if you do, let me know and I'll do a little tuning guide at some point, but for now I'm just going to get it all strung up, get it all done. So with the machine heads I do like to line them up so that they are a bit more in line with the top so that when they can feed through easier. So this one is a little bit plainer than that as well. I'm not trying to do that on this particular model. I have found a slightly thicker gauge set of strings for this one just to accommodate that. And my thread strings for as well. I like to go over and under as well. So think like a locking mechanism for the string. When you feed a string over the top. Do one under as well, so it makes it more of a knot. Just so that it just makes it easier for tuning, stability based on. I do normally use a string one as well, but Harry recently commented that I'm quite harsh on my strings on my fret and I restring. I'm trying to be mindful that, especially on my guitar. That will help so that's tighter. So this nut is a bit more somewhere. And I cut as I go because the amount of time I cut my hands on loose strings is too often. And I don't do it anymore. It's just like that. They may sound a little bit rumpish, but tough. You know, if I don't really allow too much extra string, I allow enough for just the initial 2 turns, so it's nice around the post of the machine head. This probably works angle to this one, but I don't really have a way of having the camera any better at the moment. I do apologise. My hand's just in the way. It's actually one of the first because I've restrung in a while. It doesn't have a locking nut actually as well. Normally I have locking nuts on locking machine heads on most of my guitars. That's tight enough. Let's speed that through again. And wrap it. Cut as we go. Because I've fed this one through to a point, and I'll try and turn the guitar around so you can see it easier. I might do one of the other thinner strings actually, because they're a bit more wild at the moment. I'll turn it around in a sec. Let's get this one through a little bit more. Just make it a bit easier so you can see more what I'm doing. I'm guessing my hand's just in the way. If you can see it at an angle, I am literally just pressing down, so I'm making sure that that string goes over the top on this first initial turn. On this fixture I'm giving quite a bit more extra leeway on the string. Not intentional, just being just underfed this one. And then I'll go back under as well. So under, like a tiny shoe basically. So that way that just ties in nicely. In this case, I'm going to use a 1 because there's too much there. I butchered this one. This is the problem you do. Damn it. So I do make mistakes. Does happen. How much string do I spare? Lots of string. Okay. I'm going to start again on that one because I didn't throw enough through really, to be honest. Mistakes happen. I think Gage let have a bit more there than I thought. Didn't realise that later part of the string got caught in the saddle on this one down this end, which is fine. Yeah, let's do it every step again. I'm not if I got that one, just not one bit. And then also watch this. Again. Any string, and if you do that, well, I say when if you do, hopefully you don't, but it does happen. I'm just not very concentrated, a bit tired. Or excuse under the sun I'll give you. Yeah, just a bit of lack of concentration on my part. Trying to sort of narrate as I do this, which is a first for me. Yeah. Making sure the saddle rat is all pulled through this time to avoid that. Anyway, this figures right strings that feels long on this one. I've not had a good batch of string over the recent few months. I normally use only ball for most of my strings, but I have tried some other brands out. I've sent a couple by a couple of companies to try. Wasn't overly sold on some of them. I'll say they are. Bad practice, bad things, but long story short, I sweat a lot when I play, so my nuclear sweat, as Harry and Emma always call it, destroys strings. Even the Elixir anti-rust ones I used to use didn't last very long. I was using Animal Super Slinkies up till recently. I've been changed over to the Cobalt series because that extra bit of tension in the thicker string at this end, for me personally, it works really well. I also press down quite hard on my strings at the end as well. I do abuse the guitar a little bit. I do play quite hard. I like to, again, give it some. Again, this nut is not far away from needing a new one. Sorry, Harry, it's kind of near a new one. But we can work on that next time. I'll show you how we do that. You can file these down nicely. But where this probably has slightly thicker strings in its life, the nut's a bit worn in places. And when you get the nut weighing down in places too much, obviously the string drops lower, and will then also hit the frets, or so you'll find that they'll touch the frets, even when not being pressed down. So if the nut ever gets that worn on the guitar, that is what will happen. It does happen. Wear and tear of the guitar. You've got to think you've got a lot of guitars, especially cheaper ones, or even actually decent ones I've seen have used plastic nuts on the top. You know, you get there's a room in the guitar where they're using bone nuts. And they do wonders, you know, bone nuts are good. I had a guitar looper who worked on most of my guitars. I've got two. Three altogether, but Paul Steves, who built a couple of my guitars, they have graphite nuts, which have lasted forever. And in fact, my Jim Rutelli in recent years that I picked up, had a plastic nut that was knackered, so Paul built a new one that had graphite for me, and I probably will never ever have to change it. It'll just take it. It'll take all the beatings and all the tension. So I am guessing most of my live streams, whenever I do this, will be mainly me waffling on to hide the fact that I'm nervous talking in front of a camera, in front of anyone that's actually watching. That's just me, unfortunately. The time where I shine normally is either playing this or working in bars and kitchens, I guess. And I do feel exposure, is that what people call it, when they're just doing something a bit different. So this time I'm trying to turn it from this end. So you can see I'm putting my finger on the nut so it stops the string from raising up too much. On the end, that's probably just, so if I move this ever so slightly down, I just bend that string round quite forcefully. So it actually does bend it so slightly so it will just catch nicely. Again, it's a really skill thing for me doing it personally. Next time I'll make it so I can get to the other side of the table, make it easier. This one's also got a string tree for the B and E, so it does help with the string height and intonation on the guitar. So that high E has been fed over the top of itself, and we'll now go. If I can do it this way around, because I'm not that way inclined, it's underneath the string, wrapping it. That effectively helps lock it when you're doing the string. Again, some people might argue that it does nothing, but for me personally, I've always found that useful when the guitar doesn't have any locking machine heads. It just helps that little bit of tension when you're tuning up. So yeah, that's I won't bother stringing it, but the last process for this one will be putting the back plate back on. It is missing a couple of screws. I have some somewhere which I will find for Harry at some point to finish this guitar off with. Yeah. I won't ever tighten all the screws up at once. I'll go for 2 corners, opposite ends of each other, because you don't want to cross-thread the holes any more than you need to, so just line it up. I don't ever put back plates on most of mine that have plates. I don't have actually had a plate at all on mine. I've either had them cracked or gone missing over the years. And for me, for string changing, it's just a bit easier as well, because with floating trims, they don't always line up with the back plate very well. Some models you're very lucky to find that they do, and you can just string without removing it. Others you have to take the plate off, depending. There's no wrong rule for one or for the other, and there's no one way fits everything. You can easily do things your own way, quite happily, all the time. There's not right and wrong way to restring a guitar or do jam setups. The result is always the same for what you want as a guitarist. It's okay. I think this one was a bit tighter screw, because I think one of them was missing. Originally the screws were sort of here. They weren't all in the corners, so I prioritise the corners over the middle, just so that it doesn't ever catch, doesn't lift from one side. One final half turn on each. Also on the neck over here as well, this should be always tight anyway, to be fair. And the last time I did this, they were pretty good anyway. Yeah. So there we have it. One Mexican Fender Strat. Restrung. Little clean up for my hands touching it. Now I'm just going to get it restrung, ready for Harry, and it's all good to go. Thanks for watching, if you have. Generally appreciate it. If you like it, we'll do some more, and I'll hopefully get better at doing them live. Yeah. Many thanks, guys. Have a good day.